So, in wrapping up our series together, I live by the motto of lifting others as I rise. And I've been so grateful for women in my career that have opened doors and given me opportunities, or sponsored me or pushed me where I'd needed that encouragement. I think it gives all of us great pride in seeing others flourish. And, I look to the opposite of that, where, Madeleine Albright's quoted as saying there's a special place in hell for women who don't help others. So, tell me a little bit more about what you've written about in your book about how women can support one another.
Well, I think this is really where we have the superpower to actually make this all happen, is we need to help each other to make this happen. We need to collaborate and work with each other and not, if you like, compete, as though if there's only going to be one woman in the team, it's going to be me. We have to open beyond that and be saying, well, there's opportunity for all of us and we need to help each other. So there are many ways that we can do this, and often it depends on where you are in the organisation at that specific time. So obviously women that have made a success already of their careers and have climbed the ladder really do need to be willing to be what I call real models. So not role models, because role models make them sound perfect, but real women that have managed to work hard and get to their level of achievement, and be visible. Because the important thing is that the more we see women in decision-making, influential roles, the more that everybody accepts that it's the norm, and that if we only see a few, they'll be seen as an anomaly. Whereas what we need to see is many women making themselves visible and being seen as being business leaders. I think another point is, if you are somebody that in a male-dominated sector like ours, we need women who will be the first, who will step forward and say, well, there isn't anyone that's ever done this before, so I'm going to be the first. And we have, brilliantly, these last couple of years, we've had people like Alison Jones becoming one of the most influential leaders, not female leaders, but leaders in the manufacturing sector. We've got Angela Shepherd, one of the most influential leaders in the retail part of the sector. And we need more women to be these trailblazers and say, well, yes, nobody's gone before me, but I will be the first. But just as importantly, we need women who maybe don't have the same level of aspiration and don't necessarily see themselves as being able to run a business, but are fairly happy with the roles that they're in, to continue to help push up other women and help to grow them, as I call in the book. They're growers. And I remember fondly in my first year at Perry's Motor Sales as a graduate trainee, being looked after by the women of the team, telling me all the how to avoid certain situations and what the tricks and tips were with certain salesmen and things. And those are the kind of women that you look back and you think, they are doing that all the time. They tend to stay where they are in their roles, they're happy in their roles, but there are other women coming through, and they are the ones that help them, they guide them through the culture until they're, if you like, successful enough to start to change and make influential decisions on the culture themselves. So those women are extremely important, and there are many of them in the automotive sector, and we really do need to recognise and celebrate those.
I'm going to circle back to your real models. I love that word, real models, because I've not heard it used before. And I think it's a great example of the Inspiring Women Awards that the Automotive Club ran earlier this year. And, I was one of your judges on the panel. And we were celebrating women from all different categories of the industry at all different levels. And I think people to me that stood out were the apprenticeships that were winning, like the Rising Star Awards, because again, these were women that had literally just been in the industry just a few years, but were already starting to show such amazing qualities that others could aspire to, without, like you said, having to reach the top and become that kind of role model status. And I think the other thing that I loved about the awards was that we were recognizing complete diversity. You know, we talk about women, but we forget all the intersectionality in there as well. And that, again, if you can't see something, you can't aspire to be it. So the work that you've done, you know, with the Inspiring Women, and now the showcasing of what those women actually look like, the fact that when you mention the names, I'm sure everyone listening will know who those women are and be able to recognize them, because until now these women were like unsung heroes and we didn't know what good in the industry looked like to want to be, did we? So I think the work you've been doing, Julie, has been fantastic, and no wonder it's award-winning and highly recognised. It's been a real pleasure you joining me today. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I do want to remind everybody, Julia has written a book. It's changed the game, and shamelessly remind everybody. I'll be shamelessly reminding everybody that we've got an opportunity to let people get hold of an e-copy of it for Kindle on Monday. So watch the group and we'll be posting links as to how you can get your copy for just 99p. Julia, thank you so much for your time. An inspiration as always. Love working alongside you and with you and supporting you on all the work that you do. Long may it continue. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Anita, and thanks for your continuing support as well.
You're welcome.